This podcast is rated R for restricted. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching the best movies ever made, according to this website called IMDb. You can go to our website, mission250filmcast.com, where we have our list frozen, and all the older episodes are there too, and you can also see what's coming up next. I am one of your hosts, Denny, and joining me are...
Hey, it's John.
And TC.
And this week, we are watching the 2003 movie The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau. Johnny is a successful banker who lives happily in San Francisco townhouse with his fiancée, Lisa. One day, inexplicably, she gets bored with him and decides to seduce his best friend, Mark. From there, nothing will be the same again. Do you guys like this movie?
It was such a celebration of life. I just loved it. I'm sorry. I am that stupid in real life, and that just made me feel like, wow, these are like my kind of people.
What?
Never mind. TC. We are watching a movie that actually came out in 2015 called Room.
Yeah, we are.
And we did.
And we had to.
And we had to. Oh, we had to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The synopsis of this movie is held captive for 7 years. I can't read today. In an enclosed space, a woman who... I can't read anything. God damn it. My brain does not work.
Your brain is dead. It's all the Diet Coke.
brain is so dead.
Hang on. Held captive for 7 years in an enclosed space, a woman and her young son finally gained.
Oh, I thought you were pausing
freedom.
for me to continue
I
the
thought
rest
it was
of
a joke. I thought it was a joke.
All right, I'll do the first half for you, Denny, and then...
Allowing the boy to experience the outside world for the first time. I hesitated. I didn't know where to go.
Did I throw you off? You're like, this is hard. This reading thing.
This is difficult.
Hard.
This is
I didn't know where to go with the bit.
Talk and
I
read.
didn't know. I just failed the bit entirely because I was like the the deer in the headlights moment. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
With
Oh
this.
my God, I don't know how to read.
I'm gonna finish it, but that's gonna be kind of boring. But I gotta let Denny jump in. But no.
Jenny dumping in. Jenny's dumping
Jenny.
in. Jenny's jumping in. Jenny's dumping in.
Once again, why we do this on Monday nights, I don't know.
I don't know either. And fortunately for, I think, everyone, except for TC, it's TC's turn to go first. TC, did you watch this movie and what did you think?
The only list this fucking movie should ever be on is the top Lifetime movie list.
Yeah.
This fucking movie was so bad.
Really?
I don't even know where to begin.
Wow.
I hated this movie. The whole time I was thinking about how do I insult this movie the most? Oh, I'll call it a Lifetime movie because this movie's fucking shit. I really hated this fucking story. I hated the production value. I hated the editing. I hated the little stupid kid actor who's just the most obnoxious thing you've seen on screen in God knows how many movies.
I love it.
I absolutely cannot imagine why anyone would put this movie on that fucking list. It boggles my mind.
This is coming. I mean, TC, you've been like, we had a couple after Totoro and Pan's
It's a matter
Labyrinth,
of time with TC. He's a time bomb.
It's just a ticking time bomb.
Possibly you built something up here, that just sort of got released.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
I was
doubt it,
trying
John.
to just watch a good movie. I'm saying this fucking movie
John.
was so bad. The acting was just pathetic. I mean, Brie Larson is awful as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know if it's the writing that sucked or just everything that sucked, but this movie was painful to get through.
Yes. It makes me feel good, TC. It makes me feel good.
Vindicated.
It is just, I don't understand why anyone even made this movie. I feel like I've seen it already.
That's the biggest problem I have with this. Why does this
movies.
movie exist?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the one question I had, because I'm going to hop in here, John. Sorry, you're on your own over there.
I am. I'm all alone.
I just don't.
In a room, as it were.
I feel very negatively towards this movie, and I'm not exactly sure why. I didn't pinpoint the production design or the acting is bad. I actually thought the acting was pretty good, and I thought the production design for what it did was like fine. But I think the part that pisses me off the most is the fact that this movie exists.
I mean, the music was shit. The editing was shit. I mean, if you're gonna tell a story about
really bad, I really dislike.
If you're gonna tell a story about this kind of thing, you don't make it seem like a Lifetime movie. This is not.
There was something disturbing about the way that they made like the music in the first half when they were in the room. I don't even know how to describe it, man. It's hard to describe. Like it seems like positive in some way. Like the kid is like having fun and the music's like do 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 do
Right, I mean,
you're like, what exactly? Like, he's trapped in a fucking room. This is not happy. What is the tone of this movie? What am I supposed to be feeling?
But the idea is the kid doesn't know any better, so he is still having some fun, which is supposed to be somehow possibly inspirational. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't catch-
inspirational
I mean, I
how?
understand what they're going for. I just don't. it did not land, especially not for me.
There's
I mean,
no point. Is the
Yeah.
point, look at how the human spirit prevails? And you're like, well, this is not a true
the point
story.
is
so
listen to this stupid fucking kid talk up in his high voice. I don't know, mommy. I don't know, mommy. I am just mad. Fucking shoot me. I couldn't handle it. I was just like, why? Someone tell this. If this was me, my mom would be like, speak in your normal voice. That's not your normal voice. What are you doing?
5. He's 5.
I
Come
don't
on.
care. You've seen Stranger Things. Those kids aren't talking fucking like they're idiots.
They're not 5.
They're
They're like
supposed to
8
be
or
young.
9.
They're supposed to be young.
They're not 5.
Ah, they're 5 enough. It's just garbage.
Stranger Things kids are like 15, aren't they?
Don't give a shit.
Yeah,
No,
they're
I don't care.
teenagers. God
Point
damn it.
stands. Speak in your normal voice.
Oh, God.
Stop whispering at me.
You're not going to do well with a toddler.
No, I'm not having kids. Come on.
Why, you want some Wawa?
Yeah,
What the hell is wrong with
you?
you?
Tired? Oh, you're tired? Shut up. Sit up straight, No. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. I really like. I think what it was for me is like they let this whole movie rest on this kid's shoulders, and he's not a good actor.
I don't know,
Like, you
man.
know how some kid actors are good, and you can tell from a mile away. Like we just saw one in Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like
Again,
there's just a difference in like level. I guess that kid's never going to be like that girl is in Pan's Labyrinth. Just doesn't have it in him. He's just a shitty actor.
Is that what it is? Because I didn't
I think
come
so.
away thinking he was a bad actor.
I mean, it
I
was
did.
generally thought otherwise, but
He didn't do. He had the same emotion for everything. He's real emotion, real face, and your voice, and me.
That's how little kids are, though, aren't they? They're kind of like,
No, I don't think so. I don't like that.
oh,
I don't know.
John,
oh man.
I don't know.
You want
I
me
got
to say
nothing but
things?
negative.
do you want to say things? Do you want to say things, or are you scared now?
I'm a little scared.
That's fine.
I'm not going to attack you. You
It's okay
can
to
like
be
it all you
Yeah,
want. I just don't,
I know
you
you're not going to attack me. You don't do that.
Maybe-
You're nice. But
maybe you
Danny
should-
might attack me.
Maybe you should talk in a really high voice and
You
maybe
better not
be a
say
little-
anything
not-
stupid,
Denny's
John, or
not-
I'm coming at you.
I know. No, kid. Well, you're not so negative on this one, so we don't have a Harry Potter situation here. I'm probably safe.
Harry
Let's
Potter
see.
situation.
Yeah. Well, do you want context? So, no, you don't.
A
But I'm gonna
lot
give
of
you
drugs,
context.
lack of sleep, desperate for any
Sick.
type of entertainment,
Sick.
something like that.
No.
Kind of don't have to watch, but you can
Different.
watch, but you don't have to. You can kind of like do
Yeah.
other things.
No,
You
this
take a
is
nap for
different.
half an
So-
hour, you wake up, they're still in room, you're fine. You figure,
Yeah.
it's where it was
Right.
before.
All
It's
right,
good.
we're in room.
Same
We're in room. Yeah. Are we out of room? We're out of room. Hey, they made it out of room. Good.
Shit,
good
I missed
job.
the out of room part. I got to rewind it. God damn it.
No, good job. No room. Good job. No, so
Yeah.
Saturday, we watched this Saturday, and what we did Saturday, we were very proud of this. We woke up early with the kids. We drove and went to the Shriners Circus, which was very entertaining.
What
we
is
got some
that?
free tickets.
Old school circus?
Yeah, it is. And but the
Elephants and clowns
Shriners
and
are.
shit?
Yep, but
Oh,
the
wow.
Shriners are this great organization that run hospitals where they give free health care to people who can't afford it.
Oh wow.
And they do lots of cool things. So, and one of my friends at work was a clown in the and a member of the Shriners, so he gave us some tickets, and it was fun. And we went
Nice.
there, and then we went to lunch at Surly Brewing Company,
Ooh.
which
So you're having
shocking-
a great day so far.
Yeah,
and
oh
then
yeah.
you throw this thing on?
Shockingly, also is a great place to take the kids. It's very
Jeez.
kid friendly. They have this beer hall, these long tables that you sit at. Really good food. They did amazing things with cauliflower and Brussels sprouts.
Oh wow.
And also had a beer. Their Pilsner is called Hell. And
So what
but
are we doing right now?
You get some kickback, John? You get some
I'm recounting my day.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
telling you what happened during that day
Daddy, you
before I
picked up on
watched
it
this.
immediately.
I tried to watch this movie. So anyway.
All right, sorry. Keep going.
Wait. Yeah,
So I'm trying to fill you in as to what happened. That gives you a
I'm
little
getting
preview
lost
there.
in the details. All right, go ahead.
No, but that's why I give you this little anchor up there to
I'm
know
hungry
that I
now,
tried to
John,
watch the
damn it.
movie.
Right?
Yeah, all right. I know.
I want Brussels
Really
sprouts
good.
that have had things done to it.
Well,
Do they
and
have
they had-
Brussels sprouts in room?
Really? No Brussels sprouts in room.
Oh.
It would stink up the whole place.
It's Tiny Timmy. It sounds like Baby Timmy.
Tiny Timmy.
I go back to room? Fuck you, you piece of shit. Get your ass together. No, anyways.
Oh man. So anyway, I also they have special beers there, which was great. They had an amazing selection, and they have really good beer anyway. But they had their Pilsner is called Hell, and they had something called Fiery Hell, which was their Pilsner, but also had like roasted chilies in it, which was really good.
Wow.
It was like a spicy beer, so it was really good. Anyway, so we did that, and then we went to the Children's Museum after that, and then came home.
This is a day.
Right, this is a hell of a day.
This is the most out we've ever been since we had the second kid.
Well,
And
you
we
were out of the
so-
room, so
out
might
of
as
the
well
house,
go.
Yes,
Yeah,
there you
right.
go.
He's gonna bring it back around. Wait,
I'm just going to bring it all
I
around.
hadn't thought about that one, that sort of aspect of it, but you may have a point there, TC, that we had escaped our confinement.
In a rug, no less.
Yeah. Right.
So there it was in the driver's seat, wrapped up in a rug. Very hard to steer with the arms in the rug.
Yes.
That beer is really talking to me now, you know? It's kind of spicy, hot in, hot out
Yeah,
type thing. I'm
it
in the
is.
rug.
It was great.
Anyways.
I mean, in
On
the
my
rug.
third beer, I spilled a little bit on the rug. I wiped my
it's
onion
okay.
ring hands on the rug on the
Right.
bottom, though. It's
Like, why
fine.
are you in the rug? I'm saying, just work with me. I'm an artist.
As long as rug's not in room, we're okay.
Yeah.
So we're good.
So after that, I was like all proud. It's like, great. Now the wife and I get the kids to bed. And we're going to have a nice, relaxing time and watch something entertaining.
Wait,
Um,
the kids are going to watch this movie?
No, he put them
we-
in
the
bed.
kids
He's
are in
saying,
bed.
Oh,
that's
sorry.
the next thing, he had
Kids
such a
in
good day. He's
bed.
productive, and now he's got the kids in bed,
Yeah.
about to watch this piece of shit.
I'm
Gonna
having a hard
watch,
time
like-
concentrating. I'm just like visualizing John walking around in a rolled up rug, like trying to do daily chores.
Just hopping around,
Yeah.
like, hey guys,
in a rug.
hey, what's up?
Like would I be? I mean, we don't have a truck, so would I be like rolled up in the front seat?
Yeah, hanging out the back
Yeah.
of the Prius or something.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe I have like an
the
arm
mental
up
image
there,
I got.
kind of like yeah, the window.
You might
down.
have to
What's
cut
up?
holes out the side of the rug and like cut a face hole in one of the parts of the rug.
for
it would be
breathing, right.
We'd put it out through the sunroof, you know, so like because the rug would be too big, so you'd have to like do it lengthwise, and it would stick out the sunroof,
Yes,
and I would get some air.
correct.
Yeah.
That is how you would have to do
I've
it.
got longish hair. Maybe it would like blow out.
So
the
don't
top.
hold us waiting, John. What happened with the movie?
I was trying to get there, but Denny's like all excited about this rogue thing, which I wasn't bringing in at all. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure we've got that wrapped up, so to speak.
John,
Denny,
talk as long
okay?
as you want on this movie, man.
his
Just keep
story-
talking, man.
His
Just do
story
it.
is as long as the day was for you, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you want I got pictures. You want to see pictures? I got pictures.
So what'd you think of the movie,
Anyway.
John?
Well, so we watch this movie, and I just get so angry. I get really, really angry. And I can't watch this fucking thing because it's the exact opposite of hanging out and having. It's like
Yeah.
it kills this idea of family. It kills this idea of motherhood and children and everything. And it's so disgusting to watch that
True.
I was deeply, deeply disturbed. This might be similar to your experience, TC, because it might hit you differently depending where you are at your life. But you know, like how Gone Girl really hit you really hard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, fuck this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's the way this movie was for me. It really hit me hard but to see a 5-year-old, and I thought actually he did a pretty decent representation of my daughter's 4, and he acted a lot like her.
Boom,
in a lot of
TC.
ways.
Eat it.
Like,
Eat shit,
no, no, no.
TC.
I mean,
it's
kid
fine.
sucks.
It's fine.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Your
It's
kid's
fine.
your kid's a shitty actor too. Then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, she is. I don't know. We worked on it, but man, she
Your
can't
4-year-old
memorize her
sucks at
lines.
acting like a 4-year-old, John.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
don't sign them up for acting classes.
How
It's
old
not
was
worth
he when
it.
I'm
you know?
sure he wasn't. He couldn't have.
He was
I
8.
don't know if he was 8.
Yep.
Right. So he wasn't even 5. So he was 8 trying to be 5, which is hard. But because there's
Nobody
no way
knows.
He could be,
Nobody without kids knows what a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old are like. Nobody knows.
Right.
True.
But they were
Including
trying
me.
to make him more like a 5-year-old, and he did a decent enough job where it was very upsetting to me because the idea of a little kid in confinement like this was so disturbing to me that I had to I didn't yell at my wife, but I'm so like low key anyway that I threw the remote controller down and I threw like the
That
remote
was
down to
the
the
extent
TV.
of it.
And my
you
wife's
getting-
like, "Why are you yelling at me?"
Like, I'm not. I'm just pissed.
We we had to figure out that what that meant was I threw the remote down, and that's she interpreted that as me yelling at her. So I
was
tried to like
shocked.
spin.
Yeah.
I spin
She
that
was shocked,
back as
holy
like that,
shit,
that's a really good thing because that's how you interpret yelling. I didn't even yell at you, but.
Yeah.
I was so like distressed by this because the idea of
At what
a
point in the
little
movie
5-year-old
did that happen? Just as
So it happened like 20 minutes in. I think.
Okay.
I think we made it 20 minutes in. I was like, "Fuck, I can't watch this tonight. We're just not going to watch this.
Yeah.
And
You
she's
ruined
like,
my
"This is
perfect
your
day."
shitty podcast.
Yeah, I had a great, day. Now I got to watch a shitty movie.
Yeah, but the idea of and to that extent, and again, I feel like I'm kind of in your role where you were, TC, with Gone Girl. It's like if a movie can hit you that hard, there's something to it, you know. I mean, there's something.
I guess, but it's the idea that's hitting you, not the movie. The movie's just that.
Quite positive. I thought Brie Larson did a good job.
I feel like if you read this in an article, you'd be like, fuck this, and you throw the magazine.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
The true
But,
story.
like,
One of the true stories that this is based on is far more horrendous than this thing actually is.
Well, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sorry. In a fucking tin shack, you can hear, hello, help
no,
me.
TC, you didn't see
help
the sound
me.
dampening
Yeah, sound
equipment
dampening.
on
You
there.
didn't see
TC?
The sound
The
dampening,
sound
by the way,
dampening.
which were like maybe 2 inches, which doesn't dampen anything. It just absorbs a little bit. So another nerd part about me, I was like, this is bullshit. You'd be hearing these people when they cut away to the fucking backyard. They're in a neighborhood. You'd be hearing that. You'd be hearing help for God knows how long. I mean, I don't know. It's just not believable. To me.
The Fritz story that was based on the woman who was held captive for over 20 years.
Yeah, but they're all
I mean, they
held in
had that
basements. They're all held in basements, and you can do things in basements more than. I mean, that was a regular
Than a
shack.
room.
That was a
Yeah.
shack. Like
I know, fair
you
enough.
know.
Right. I mean, the sound engineer sees right through this, right?
Yeah, I
So-
mean, most people probably do. I imagine,
Or
like,
don't.
I
No,
remember
no,
thinking,
I'm
like,
saying-
how the hell did you believe this?
No,
Like,
I think you have more specialized knowledge. I think most people just see the sound dampeners, and
and they're like,
if
wow,
they
that's foolproof.
if
What
they
about
even
what if
know
the
what
neighbors
that
are just
is.
like idiots? They're like, well, Big Jim's backyard screaming again. Oh,
Yeah, he's
yep.
watching those horror movies a lot, I guess.
I wonder who the girl is. And that little mousy voice I keep hearing in there.
But no, if you read about the actual sort of
Yeah, I don't want him.
Yeah, why would you do that,
Yeah.
John? You never research movies. You're going to do it for this one? What the hell? What the hell, John?
Well, I was
He was-
wondering if
he
it
was
was based
pissed.
on a true story, of course. So,
but it's not really based on
on
a true story. The
It's
person who wrote the
not,
book
but
heard about it
the
and was like,
kinds
wouldn't
of-
that be interesting if I made money off of this kind of tragedy? Wouldn't that be
And
cool
it's,
for
dude,
me?
the story's been done before.
Yeah.
right.
It's not like it's new. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why I didn't like it either, right? Like, I've seen this story already.
Wait, what other
I mean,
story?
Saw is this story,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's what's like the whole franchise of Saw is based on this premise: holding someone in a room and killing
No,
them.
but the idea of a kid who's not known anything but that room is sort of what.
Oh, and another thing that bothered me, you're not
like that.
telling the kid? I'd be telling the kid what's going on. All right, we're in a fucking room. When this guy comes in, you're going to kick him in the nuts. I'm going to fucking do something else. We're going to kill him, and then we're going to run out of here. All right,
Yeah.
kid, you ready? 1, 2, 3, break, go. And telling him, hiding it from him like that. I didn't understand that either. That was pissing me off, too.
So one of the stories, and there are quite a few of these, but there's the Joseph Fritzl, who basically.
Can we just say that this happens? I don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I don't really want to
but
talk
it
about it
happens,
either.
and
It does
it's
happen.
bad, and
Yeah,
it
it
not
does
only
happen.
happens, but they can be in there for years and
Well,
years.
right, but the
and
story isn't that the kid didn't know. Like, that's not. I
and
don't
have
know.
children
Yeah.
children.
No, I get it.
And have
I
them
get
in
it.
there. Yeah, so,
I mean,
it's-
if you really want to go anywhere, like the most horrible things you could ever think of, they're happening probably all the time everywhere.
sure.
So
Right,
why focus on this? This doesn't.
I don't-
This
I don't-
didn't give me
I don't-
anything.
No,
Right.
I know. I agree. To some extent, I agree with that because I guess you could try to like see it as somehow inspirational, but I don't know.
From what
How?
part? Yeah.
I know.
Inspired
But
what?
But that's
To
what
not-
I mean, right? Like, that's how bad the story is.
No.
There's nothing there
But
that
I
would
thought
want
I
us
still
to be like,
thought it was generally well done. I didn't
Really?
I actually thought the acting was
Surprised.
good. I thought
the acting was good too.
I didn't.
And I thought that
Did I tell you that
even
already?
I know you didn't. But I thought the scenes, even with the tension between her and her mother when they get out and the yelling, I thought that was well done and suitably tense. And even William H. Macy,
If
who I
not
think is
predictable and
fantastic.
totally
and
like
monotonous and
Fair.
boring. And
But
yeah.
Macy's character was good because he's always good usually.
Nah, he's not. He was not good. He was one of my
Oh,
least
I thought
favorite
he was good.
characters. He
Really?
comes in
Really?
to like give a hug and then like he walks away and that's it.
Yeah,
He
what the
was-
hell
he
was
was,
that?
like,
That was the
crying.
like they paid him for that. I don't
Yeah.
understand. They could
Yeah.
have any guy do that.
The writer said she was super excited when they cast William H. Macy because his face expresses his face has the what did she say?
Expressions.
I'm having a hard week here, John.
The face expressions.
His face has the expression of somebody that is like equal to the loss that character has
His
experienced.
face. His face expresses the lush.
That's right. Thank you for
That's
translating.
exactly. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she pretty much just makes
no
fun
other,
of
no
William H.
other
Macy's
character
face.
has such lush as
As a
his.
face.
As Expressious
It's a
does.
nice face. Thanks, William H. Macy.
Yeah, I love William
Yeah,
H.
I
Macy.
think he was miscast. They could have put somebody else there.
Could've been
It was
anyone.
too much- it was too much
he
of
didn't-
a-
He didn't have too much to do.
Right. That's the most
anyway.
distracting thing. You're like, oh, William H. Macy. He's going to be a big character, and he's gone. All right. That was
Yeah,
weird.
And he's a
that's a
bit
fair point.
character.
Yeah, well, when he was there and he was crying and hugging his daughter, I was moved.
I thought the end of the
Really?
movie was when they got out of the room, and that was only halfway
I was hoping
through.
it was.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the story. The rest of this
I
is
was
just stupid.
fairly certain.
Certain.
No, you got me doing it. Damn it, Daddy.
Fuck you, John. I
I
got you.
was fairly certain that
Oh man.
it's
contagious.
contagious.
That's
It's a new
terrifying. His speech
disease.
impediment is contagious.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Anyway, I was fairly certain that Brie's character was going to die. I thought because there's the moment where she's like saying, "Yeah, I'll see you again," and it's very clear on her face that she thinks she's very likely going to die once he finds out. Like if things go to plan, that he's going to come back and kill her. But so that didn't happen. So I was glad, and I was tense when he was rolling around the rug. My heart was going up. I was tense. And
Yeah,
the
I was
movie
also tense, but I felt
I'll say
extremely
that part.
manipulated.
Yeah, that part was maybe the most tense part.
Arguably, we can go back to the kind of like it's like the kicking puppies argument where of course this is going to be really upsetting. This is
Right.
going to be hard not to make it effective.
Yeah, it doesn't need much. There's a one-trick pony here. It's a kid.
Arguably,
This
so I don't
rapist is
know.
being like he has a
Yeah.
little kid who's abducted. We want the kid
Right.
to get away. All
Yeah,
right, let's
I
make a
mean-
movie, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, but
Universally
Waste of money.
accepted.
The movie to me was absolutely terrifying, and I have to give it again, just like Gone Girl, TC, where I think where you're at in a point of life,
Right, I don't have kids, so like I don't
John,
give a
I
shit.
hated Gone
It's like,
Girl
what the
too,
fuck?
man. Come on, group me in with that.
Oh no! I'm talking about TC, where who's somewhere you're in a place where you're dating. You're in this kind of like early relationship.
Am I?
thing.
Gotcha.
Well,
I
you
forgot.
were.
I don't know what that's
it's,
like. Oh.
It's possible that you
Yeah.
could date, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
There's a window there someday.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
saying that
right.
that's where you're at, and so
Right,
this movie
right.
really hits you hard.
It
right?
doesn't hit
So-
me at all. This movie
Right.
because I don't have kids.
And no, but it hits you really hard, and you're like, "Fuck this," and it really messed with your head. And again, you said it really well that you have to give it some credit for that. And I think it's the same thing with this movie for me, where I have a 4-year-old,
Right.
and this movie messed with my
And it
head
hit
in a
you.
way
Right.
in a way that no movie ever has.
Ever
Wow.
has?
Really?
Really, I mean, in the sense where I'm like, I have to shut it off. I am pissed. I'm angry, and I cannot stand this right now. And maybe it's the context. I was trying to give you the context there. Well, maybe in contrast to the day I was having, we're like, all right, this family thing's pretty cool, and we got this, and this is good, and I really like having my kids
yeah.
around. And watching
Right.
this movie is like, oh my god, fuck, we didn't know, and I don't watch
Yeah.
this.
I mean, I understand that perspective.
So yeah,
Still think the movie sucks.
I
Story.
don't-
I mean, the story's tough. I understand that, but that the movie didn't do anything to relay that story in a way.
I
that
did
made
ask the same
fucking
question.
sense.
Both Nikki and I were asking the same question of why we still don't quite know what the point is.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I still understand that.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure.
like it made me feel a little voyeuristic in that like people enjoy this type of torture for some reason, which
Right.
makes
Well,
me feel
it's a
kind of
horror movie,
sick.
right? It's a horror movie, but it's so there's no supernatural element. I mean, you kind of you're off the hook with a horror movie because there might be like an alien or ghost or demons or whatever that kind of like allow you to be kind of off the hook for getting your thrills from it because
Right.
it's not quite real.
Supernatural, so you don't have to feel like, yeah, right.
Right, or it's a
Like, why am
serial
I
killer.
liking
I don't
this?
know, but this, yeah, I agree that there's sort of like a strain. There's like just a yucky element to this where it's like I don't know if this is something we need to be exposed to, and I agree with that as well. I don't know if it. I mean, the other thing is like, Nikki's far more concerned about this. I mean, something like child abduction and whatnot, and it's something that is extremely, extremely rare. Like you're more likely to like get hit by lightning and then get in a car crash and then get blown up by a terrorist all at once.
Right.
But it still happens, and so she's like, as a mom, I mean, she's just more as a mom, as a mom,
As mom,
As a
she's,
mom. As a mom.
You're
she's-
still mom.
Yeah, she's thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Cue
And-
crying.
and
Brie
it's hard
Larson
for her
crying.
Cue
not to.
crying.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
So she's like, well, if this makes you more worried about that, then I think that's a good thing because I'm like, come on. She's more likely to get like hit by Sputnik.
Oh, imagine
mean,
all the
it's
shit that I used to do as a
Specifically
kid. I just
Sputnik.
disappeared. I just disappeared.
And I mean
when I was
that
a
like
kid.
some piece of Sputnik that nobody knew about. You know,
No, I'd much rather get hit by a piece of Sputnik too. That's for sure.
yeah. But it happens. I mean, I don't know.
A lot of things happen.
Yeah.
Don't need to make a movie about it.
I thought Brie Larson did a good job. I thought that was a really difficult role for both her and the kid, and a really tough thing to do. And I thought she did a good job. So
I didn't believe it at all. I didn't believe that she's a
know.
mom. She didn't strike me as well. I had the
She,
complete
I
opposite
thought
effect.
as a teenage mom, I thought, again, yeah, it I don't know. But maybe it was because it hit me so hard, I'm more willing to go along with everything else. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
Denny and I could pick apart Gone Girl, right? And I think you were so like hit by it emotionally that didn't quite matter, you know?
Right? No, I mean that's fair.
You know, what else? So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what else this director has done. He
Nothing
did
of
another
note.
movie called Garage, you know. So we're really looking for his
So room, garage. He's got a whole thing
I'm
with
looking forward to
buildings.
his next
Frank.
film, Bathroom.
Yeah, tin roof. That'll be
Yeah,
the next
no,
one.
he's just going to go through. He's got cellar. He's got bathroom planned for 2020.
No, it's just a guy taking a shit. You guys will love it.
That's right.
And it's got strings and piano music over it. You'll be very confused about the tone.
It's great. He's a Hollywood writer, right? Like we all love that, you know. He's actually writing Room
Lenny
in the shitter.
Abrahamson. Abrahamson.
I mean,
Abrahamson.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
yeah, Abrahamson Sunjin Dun. It sounds like one of the made up bad names, you know, when you're not a very good spy.
Yeah. This movie got nominated for Best Picture, TC.
That's, a lot of things get
she won the
nominated.
Oscar. Did she win the Oscar?
She won the Oscar.
Yeah, for Best Actress.
She won an Oscar for this one.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that's pathetic. That's how you know the fucking thing is the Academy is such full of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen to this pattern. This is the 6th year in a row that the woman who won Best Actress was portraying a woman who had like a mental disability of some kind.
Or abused or something like
Abused.
that.
Well, she wasn't mentally disabled.
She had depression.
Well,
Not disabled,
yeah,
but like some kind of,
that's a stretch.
I'm using the wrong term. I don't know what to call it. She had some type of like,
PTSD.
mental illness, I guess.
Sure.
I don't fucking know.
Well, I don't even know if you call it mental illness.
I don't even know if you call it that. I think
Arguably,
she's
she
just
has like
traumatic
post-traumatic
experience.
stress or whatever,
Yeah.
but she's just, she's responding reasonably to a really messed up situation.
But I mean, it's kind of weird how that's kind of celebrated in Hollywood? Like all these people are just
It's
kind
a lot of
of
weird shit in
celebrated. I
Hollywood.
think if you're trying to do that, it's also like it's another form of suffering, and so that's going to get you an award. You know, you're going to get clawed by
back
a
to the
bear.
Leo and the Revenant
you know.
argument.
Well, yeah, it is.
It holds
I mean,
up.
it's this idea. That's how you get your Oscar. You show a great deal of suffering on screen. So you may be suffering due to the extreme stress that you're being put under because of mental illness,
Or bears.
Or bears,
Or bears.
got bit by a bear.
Yep.
Clawed by a
Yep.
bear, right?
Yeah. And then fall off a cliff and then sleep in a horse. Yep.
There you go. See, gotcha.
Right,
Or chew your arm off. I don't know what.
And then you have
Yeah.
to eat an actual liver, even though you're a vegetarian. I mean, that's just
Ah, right,
ultimate
right,
suffering.
right. That's just
gross.
Woo,
Leo,
huh?
what an actor. He can act the shit out of buffalo livers.
to Buffalo.
Vegetarian.
you
I don't
hate
feel
Leo.
good about this morally.
This movie made me more bitter towards movies in general. That's how much I dislike the
I
movie.
love it. Thank you, Denny.
Just the fact that it exists.
Like, I
People
can't
funded
believe
this.
someone spent $13 million on this fucking
I
thing.
know. And it was all filmed in an
it
actual
made, it
room.
made 33. I mean, it did really well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, but why? Because people were like, oh, this could be a cool thing. And then they're like, this movie was terrible. And it made me sad. Great.
I saw this in the theater. I was pretty drunk,
ouch,
so
ouch.
yeah. I was drunk. We had a bunch of margaritas before we went, but like almost all of the theater was like crying by the end.
Yeah,
A bunch
I
of
can
like
get it.
middle-aged women were just like bawling. And
Is
they
it?
walked
Yeah.
out loving it. Yeah. They walked out being like, you could hear
What?
them talking about how much they loved it. I'm just like, really?
Ah, man,
All right.
I didn't even know
Were
it
you
was
guys
in
like
theaters.
drunk and laughing at things? Ah!
No, I was just like, this is a very unpleasant movie to be watching right now. I'd
This is
rather,
a stupid movie.
I wish there were warnings. Cause I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a stupid movie.
Yeah.
I wanted a warning. It's
Hey,
like, look, if
hey,
you just had a good
throw
day
this
with your
out here.
family,
Yeah,
it's gonna,
don't
you're
watch
gonna,
this.
you're gonna throw the remote or something. So
Right.
don't watch this after you've had a good day with your family.
Because it might ruin everything.
Not a good nightcap.
No, definitely not a good nightcap, Judd. I gotta say.
Yeah. And even so, compare this to a movie like Prisoners, which is kind of the same kind of story with like a kidnapped
No,
kid.
that one. I mean, for me, just trying to show the damage and suffering of a mother's relationship to a 5-year-old. I think the combo of that is just so disturbing and upsetting that it's
I guess I'm not the demographic for this movie.
And I don't know. I mean, and watching Prisoners, I don't even know if I can handle now. I mean, because when we watch Prisoners,
You still had kids.
I had kids, but
and
they weren't.
I mean,
they weren't as interactive, and I didn't know. I didn't know them as well.
Wasn't better than this.
Dogtooth?
Dogtooth's way better than this.
Oh, Dogtooth's amazing.
Right. So
but Dogtooth actually has like a point.
Well, that's what I'm.
No, I 100% agree. Dogtooth is amazing. John, you should watch Dogtooth. Have you ever heard of that one before?
I think I watched it a long time ago. It's a really bizarre movie.
Yeah, it's about like
Isn't
people
like
raising
family...
kids in like a very secluded environment, and you can like teach them things that are false, and they just like you know believe whatever you tell them because that's the little world they live in.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing here.
Done.
Kind of like the idea of like
been done.
You have room, and then you have heaven, and then you have space, and then you have TV. Yeah, 4 things.
And then what do you have? A shitty fucking movie.
Where does the toilet water go, you idiot kid? Where does that go?
I don't know.
Smart over there.
How come I can hear the trucks in the street?
Can they hear the trucks in the street?
I don't know. Probably.
My thought was, in terms of escaping, I would like throw a pot. Like, I don't know how they cooked food, but I'd throw a pot at the skylight and then scream.
Dude, anything.
Yeah.
Do anything except sit there. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. I'd have the kid in on it. I'd have him ready to go with knives and shit. Be like, you're going to fucking stab him over here. I'm going to fucking stab him over there. And we're getting the fuck out of here. And I'll show you what space.
She should be training him. Fuck playing.
Right.
She's going to train him.
Like,
turn him into a soldier inside that
ignoring
place.
everything and then just like letting the guy come in and fuck her is the weirdest fucking storyline I've ever fucking witnessed. It doesn't make any sense because there's like no way that someone that's fighting for survival would be like thinking about protecting the kid's head. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I mean, you could shoot down
like,
that argument. I don't know. This happens though. So, I mean.
I understand because then they get their brain gets manipulated.
Right.
And then they don't, right. But I don't know, man. If you're going to fight and you fight for the end of the movie here, you should have been doing it the whole time. Not 3 years later.
Yeah.
Or however many years later.
But her wrist hurts, dude.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't go into a fight with a hurt wrist. It's no good.
I don't know. I see what you're saying, though, John. I think maybe I'm just not demographic. So for anybody listening, if you don't have kids, skip this movie. If you do have kids, you might be upset. I don't know what else.
So it's a lose-lose. Why would you
it's a shitty fucking...
Why would you ever rate this as 10 on a
predicament.
website?
I can't believe it's a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I was working hard to try to just now searching and remember another film that sort of seemed to celebrate the idea that a child was not celebrated, but it's like just sort of indulgent in it about a child in a very bad situation. Did you guys ever see The Lovely Bones?
No, is that Peter Jackson?
Yeah, it is, and it was really about like this ghost of a girl, but at the beginning of the film, it's like, she's gonna die in a terrible way. This is gonna be great. You know, it's gonna set the whole thing up, and that film really, really stuck with me as being just really horrible.
And it's got a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's the setup for it. You know. So anyway,
I heard that movie was about a person who got raped and then killed as a ghost wandering around. And then I put it on my I don't want to watch that list.
Right.
Roger Ebert's got a horrible review about it.
Right. Well, good for Roger. I mean, but this film, again...
Deplorable film.
This film... this film got a lot of critics on board. People really loved this film. Critic-wise, everywhere. I mean, this was universally very well reviewed. So, yeah.
What reviews are you reading? Not the ones I'm reading. Yeah, these are awful reviews.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, not the Lovely Bones. I'm talking the Room.
I don't know why Room got any good reviews either. I don't.
But it did. But I don't know. It hit me. It hit me really hard in a very upsetting way.
I think it's a cheap shot. This movie. It's a very cheap shot, and I don't think it takes very much skill to even upset anybody. You just like
that's fair.
Just the general idea.
It's a story that is the idea of it is bad, no matter what. It's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, but if I didn't have this podcast, I would have quit. I would have quit after 10, 15 minutes.
Because that's what a good movie does to you.
And here's another reason. You hate the movie, you hate the podcast. It makes you watch shitty movies. That's what we're here for, John. That's the main goal.
We just have to eat it.
You forgot. I also hate you guys.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Back
just
at
full
you,
of
Johnny
hate.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
250 hate
personal.
cast. That's what this
Yeah,
is.
that's right. Yeah.
Denny's locked us in a room, and we have to do this podcast. We don't even have a choice at this point.
Hello, microphone.
Yeah, hi, no, Denny, we love you. Yeah, woo, and that's just me and John thinking
Where
about space.
does the sound go?
I don't know where the sound goes, John. Where do we go with the sound?
Don't
Does it
know.
go to space?
Do we have people listen to us? Are there people?
All right, guys, don't forget,
Is it
TC,
just
last
Denny that
week you
listens?
logged off too early. I got to get your medicine lists before this week because otherwise you're running out
Okay.
of your pills down there, all right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you don't want to you don't want to
He's
run
dead,
out of the...
Denny. Denny, he's dead. Don't
Okay.
look at him, Denny. Don't look at him. You take him you take him and you get rid of him.
You
Denny.
don't look at him. Another fucking not believable part of the fucking movie.
Don't look at
like,
him.
Like the killer wouldn't be like, get out of the way. I'm fucking unrolling the goddamn carpet.
Yeah,
I'm
no
an
kidding.
idiot.
I want to look at a dead kid.
I wouldn't want to look at a dead kid. I also wouldn't want to unroll it because then it might be hard to roll back up, and all you want to do is like get
That's
rid of
fair.
it.
That's
I'd
fair,
be hard pressed to believe that the guy that's locking people up believes the fucking captured, like the person,
Yeah.
right? Like I'd be hard pressed to
Fair
think.
enough.
I don't know,
that's
they
true.
did a
Why
pretty
would she,
good
why
job.
would she like ask anything of him? Ask any promise that he would keep and he would honor it.
He did honor it though. What a good guy.
Oh,
He
he's
thought
such
about
a
it.
good-hearted guy.
He like
as
stopped
a murderer.
when he was walking through his backyard. He was like, I could just bury him here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I
what he was
promised.
thinking. He's like, there's trees. She wanted trees. I got
could
trees.
just bury him here. No big deal, right?
No, she'll hear me
You're not
digging.
gonna miss him. Yeah, you're not gonna miss him. Yeah.
There were a lot of montages in this movie that I really didn't like. It seemed like they were
Mhm.
filling space of
Mhm.
people just wandering around and doing inconsequential shit to that
With
really
shitty music.
terrible music. I hated
Yeah,
the music
exactly.
in this movie. It felt like it was trying to make me cry the entire time, and it was so far off from doing so.
I'm
that I
telling you,
just,
it's like
fair.
a Lifetime soundtrack. That's
I
what it
believe
sounded
I thought I liked the music while he was rolling around the rug. And
Yes,
not I
that was the
liked
only part
but
that
I-
worked.
I thought it worked.
yeah.
And that
The
I
rest
liked
of it
any
was
but-
completely confusing and bad. It's like, all right, this kid's stuck in a room. This is horrible. And he's all by himself. And his mother is like, this guy is like doing things. None of this is good. And the music is so like hopeful. And you're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
None of this is hopeful.
Well, I don't know. The generic CD said suspense. I thought it was going to be suspense. I don't know.
It works. Keep it in there.
Hey, it's free. We don't have to pay for it.
John, you're a father. If your kid, even if you were trapped in a room, kept one of your dead teeth in his mouth, would you let him do it?
Fuck? No.
I feel like even under
Well-
those circumstances, you wouldn't let a kid do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's icky. Yeah, I don't know, but I have not been in a single place for 5 years, and I also am not not a teenager when it happens. So again, I don't get any of it. Like she was a teenager. I mean, she like to be a mom as a teenager. I'm like an old
Oh.
man, and I'm a dad, and I'm barely managing.
But again, I mean,
My
I
bad.
didn't think she was a teenager. That didn't come across at all.
No,
No.
she was like what? I thought she was like in high school or something when she was abducted.
Well, I don't know. But in the
It's
movie,
5
it didn't
years.
seem like
It's
in the
5
movie.
years. So she's like in her mid-20s now.
yeah, but she looks like she's 30.
I thought,
What are you
no,
talking
she just,
about?
She just looks, she just looks malnourished and
She looks like her age. I don't think they got the
Ah.
right age then.
Ah.
I didn't buy that at all. I didn't even know that was part of the story, John. That's what I'm
no,
saying. Like I didn't
okay,
even
yeah.
know. I wasn't even aware because I just thought she was a
No,
captive
I assumed she
adult.
was quite young. She was living with her parents when she was abducted.
That's not the first
and
time
she
people
was-
live with their parents past the age fucking 10.
No, I know, but that she was in high school, I believe, even when she was
wow.
abducted.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't,
so I
I didn't
think
even
that was
catch that.
right. Yeah.
Did you
so
know
she
that
was-
because of the story or because of the
No,
movie? Denny,
I think
help me out here.
because-
Did you think she was
no,
that
no.
young?
I thought she was that young because of the way she was acting. That she was also like
She's supposed to be like 21, right?
right. So that means that's 5 years after she was abducted. So that means when she was abducted, she
16.
was like, yeah.
Yeah. No, she seemed older.
But that didn't come across
Yeah,
in the
it
movie,
didn't.
is what I'm saying.
She didn't seem like a teenager at all.
No, not even close. Seemed like an adult.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's
Agreed.
If I had known that it was that supposed to be younger,
And
Yeah, I
even
don't
when
know.
she like had the argument with her parents back in the house, when you would think she would like regress into how she used to argue with her parents, didn't come across as a teenager whatsoever.
no, it came across as like a normal adult.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I'm doing
And you would
whatever I want.
think, I don't know, Dr. John over there, you would think in that type of situation, you might stunt yourself mentally in terms of growing. especially
Yeah,
because you
why
can't do
not?
anything, you know.
Sure.
True.
I mean, it would be you'd be messed up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it would hurt.
But you wouldn't grow up into an adult. I don't
not
think.
necessarily.
I mean,
I'm
wouldn't
no
think so.
room
I mean,
doctor.
physically,
I mean, I'm
you'd
no
still do
adult.
whatever.
Nothing
You wouldn't
but
Exactly.
you wouldn't
You
stop
know.
aging.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I really
geez.
didn't like how they emphasized her like acne in this movie, you know? And they talk about a lot in the special features how she refused to wear makeup and she actually didn't shower
Yeah.
to show how dirty she was. And
I think that's fair.
They lit the room so you could see the acne on her
Right?
forehead.
No,
It's like
that's
I
part of
didn't,
part of the realism
that
of
landed
it, which
for me.
I think is a good idea. I mean, that's fine.
I don't
that's
know.
like,
they
Didn't buy it.
emphasize it. Like if she didn't wear makeup, fine.
I feel like
But,
they're hitting
lighting
you
it.
over the face.
Yeah,
with
they're
it.
like,
look at it. Look at
look
it.
at
She
how
doesn't look
this
good.
actress is in a big movie and she's not even trying to be pretty. Good for her, right?
Good for her. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Not a fan of that.
What did you want her to look nice for you, Denny?
No, I wanted her to look like a normal human being and not have it be shoved in my face the fact that she looked like a normal human being.
I want to look at like a normal kidnapped person that's, uncomfortable. And that's just not what
Yeah.
they did here,
Normal kidnapped. Can you give me that?
Yeah,
I'm getting,
hostage.
I'm getting overly
Make it look like a
kidnapped.
hostage.
Getting a little overly kidnapped at this point. Dial it back a bit for Denny.
Yeah, maybe
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah.
Dial it back for Denny. Thank you.
Then it down it back for Denny.
Yeah. I think the crowd, so I had a thought in this movie, and I don't know if it's anything, but when they were returning home and like there was a crowd of people and reporters all swarming around this incident for like some reason, people who don't know this family are there with like signs with support and shit. I feel like the people who like this movie are those same idiots that for some reason have the time to like
They would, like,
focus
go there.
and believe in this
Where are these
random
people going
shit.
to work? Why aren't they at work?
Yeah.
And I always think, right?
It's like, can you even explain if you talk to any of those people why they're there? I want to know. Oh, we're supporting. No, you're not supporting. You're distracting the family. If you actually think about the family and what they need, you're doing the opposite of that. So you're doing this entirely selfishly, and you get some strange feeling of like goodness by watching
you're
and recognizing
helping.
that this is a bad thing,
Yeah.
even though everybody
Right.
knows that.
Yeah,
Fucking weirdos.
it's a weird thing. It's a weird.
It messes with your head. I don't know. You might
Yeah.
respond to it in different ways. It's messing with my head, and it's even in film. I don't know if that was my neighbor that this happened to. I might freak out too. I don't know. Send them some toys.
So like again,
Stand out on the lawn with the
Would you go
sign.
stand
They would've
outside?
been on the lawn with the sign.
Yeah, go
That's
walking
for
across
sure.
your lawn
Yeah.
onto his lawn
Hey.
with a sign.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. And
In your carpet there, John, in your rug, you got to hop over
yeah,
the.
I mean, again, no.
property
I
line?
mean, honestly, I would be like, no. I bet they want to be left alone, and I don't blame them. So I'm not going to do anything. But I'll send them some money or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
A
so
gift
that's-
card. I don't know.
That's more of
Do
a normal
something.
approach.
Maybe give them a call when like, it's when they were awake and just ask them if they need anything. And if
Right.
they say no, fucking leave them alone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Something like that. I don't know.
Why are they holding signs, Ma? Why are they
Get away from the window. Oh, get away. Did either of you get that the kid was breastfeeding in room?
No.
Yeah, Nikki pointed that out.
Negative.
didn't
I
notice-
missed it.
Because he asked at the end, "Can I have some?"
Well,
And
very
she's like,
subtly.
"There's no
Every
more
single
left."
time it happened was extremely
Yeah.
subtle, right? Because all he did
Yeah.
was tug at her shirt and he didn't say
Right.
anything. And then she said
Yeah.
no. And he said, okay.
But it makes sense because it does make sense that you would do that. Like she would do that. It's probably his best form of nutrition at that point.
I agree with that. I didn't get that when they were talking about it in the commentary. It was just another miserable thing to add onto the list of how fucked up the situation is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little bit of trivia. What do you think, guys?
All right.
Have we
Yeah, let's move into
done shitting on this
trivia
movie for
and-
now?
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, it's just kind of put this behind us,
Yeah.
Just
Oh, here's a
like, let's,
question, actually. I had one
we were
question.
in the room, and now we're out of the room, and we want to just move on with our lives.
We're going back into the room for a sec, John. Sorry about
I don't
this.
want to go in the room.
We're going back in the room.
I don't want to go in the room.
How didn't she get pregnant a second time?
Good question.
That is a fair point.
That's all I got. I mean, that's it. Yep, that's a good question, and they don't talk about it. It's
And
pretty
a
dumb.
talk about
disturbing
it
one
now.
that I don't even want to think about. Anyway,
Did she like make
So,
herself barren or something?
I don't
because-
know, Denny.
It's
No,
because
John,
the
we're
shock
going there
value is
because
over.
that's where this movie is. That's what we're doing.
I mean,
Right.
sometimes when you have a kid, it messes things up. So who knows? Let's just go with that. You can come up with all kinds of reasons if you want.
Especially when you have one
Uh.
in like a little box.
Right. I
Yeah.
don't even know how she had a kid and like who cut the cord and cleaned it. I mean, how did that all happen? Like, did she do it all herself? And like,
I mean, people like, our ancestors used to do that shit all the time, right? You just kind of let the cord
Right.
dry out and
yeah, but they
maybe
had an
eat
idea
it for
of it.
sustenance.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh God.
It happens.
geez.
It happens. Still, Tom Cruise
Not
did
in
it.
room.
Tom Cruise did it. That's right.
What?
Not true.
He ate
True.
it, fried it up, ate it. delicious.
Fried
it's
it
very
up,
good
huh?
for you, actually. Yeah, if you look into it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's a lot of protein in there.
Makes you taller. I hear.
Good cholesterol, too.
It makes you taller.
Thicker hair.
Nice
It's
one.
good stuff.
Nice one, John.
The commentary track is skippable. That's for sure.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an insult.
Who's the commentary?
It was the director, the DP, the
How,
designer,
how
and
does the
editor.
director sound? What? How did? I mean, was it bad or was it just like, eh?
It was It was very
So
much
all the people I'm annoyed at are on that commentary.
Yeah, buddy.
So, commentary. So
I'm surprised they actually had a designer with a credit. All right, we're halfway through the first day, guys. How are we doing? Oh, well done. Oh, you're done? Yeah, I'm done. I decorated the room.
yeah, done.
Shit. Do you want to hang out? Yeah, I want to hang out.
Yeah.
Do I get a credit still? Yeah, you're getting credit. You can be on the commentary too if you want. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one else wants to be on the commentary, so don't worry. It's easy. We need everybody we can get.
You understand this will ruin your career, right? No, there's no design to be seen in this movie whatsoever.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Denny, me
fair.
and you like the outliers, right? Like everybody else loves this
Yeah.
fucking movie for some reason.
Whatever, man. They talked a lot about the lighting, how hard it was to light the room because there was only supposed to be one skylight. It's usually easier to, I don't really care about any of this shit.
Yeah, me either at all. Me either at all.
They shot through holes in the wall. They actually were in a room and they didn't have removable walls. They wanted the lens to be inside the room. So they built holes in the wall and stuck the camera through the holes. So they had 8 guys on the other side of the wall and then the camera lens through a hole to film scenes. This is as interesting as it gets,
Yep.
guys. So
That's
Like
the
the whole
part.
room,
I'm like,
they
wow.
built the room and it was like all
Cool.
yeah, everything was removable too. Like they could remove any part of the room so that they could film.
but they would
and
put the
keep it
wall
tiny.
back.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand that because in the commentary, because I read that too, and they did say that. They said that all the walls were removable and all the stuff is movable, but they put it back together for the shooting. Like the room was contained when they were shooting. So the removable walls, I don't know what that does. Maybe you get the camera in there if you want an extra close-up inside the room. You know what I mean? You were never,
Yeah.
the camera was never outside the room,
Right. That's fair. I don't know. Just so they have room for all the equipment. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. Very confusing. Not good when they can't explain what they did in their small freaking room movie.
You just sort of take it as oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool what they did with the walls and the removal. Okay.
That's the extent.
Moving
That's the
on.
extent
Got
of
it.
what they. Yeah, that's the
Gonna stick
extent
that
of
in my
the-
old noggin
struggle.
there. Move along.
Yeah, great. They took a wall, made a wall. Cool.
TC, this might be cool for you. This might be why you hated it too, actually. And you might not have noticed this. Every single sound in this movie is ADR. Every single one.
Uh-huh.
All of the
Really?
all of the dialogue, all of the sound effects, everything
Why?
was ADR.
Ugh. I fucking hate that. You're in
Yeah.
a concealed room. Figure it out. Get some
They
fucking
couldn't.
real audio.
They couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
they
they
didn't explain
suck.
why, but they said they had there were a lot, just generally broadly sweet, there were a lot of audio obstacles to overcome, and we just
They had
decided
a
that this would
shitty
be,
audio guy.
But then they said so maybe that. But then they also said after first saying that it was done because of fucking, the circumstances they were in, they also said it was also a stylistic choice that they made.
Mm.
So fuck the
Bullshit.
first reason. We're going with the second reason because it sounds more
Stylistic.
intentional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. We just came up with this shitty fucking movie. Lifetime wouldn't buy it.
I bet that's why
Somehow
you think it's a
everyone likes
lifetime
it.
TC because I bet even though I thought that it synced up pretty good most of the time, but your ear I have to
Yeah,
assume
no.
is really in
Lifetime,
tune.
they do everything.
Yeah.
They ADR it all. So
You probably picked up on it subconsciously.
yeah, most likely not realizing it. Yep.
They filmed it chronologically because they figured the kid would have a hard time understanding shooting out of order. So they filmed the first half in the room, and they hated shooting in the room because it was in the room and it was small. It's a room, and there's not much
See,
space.
they got to feel it. They got to feel it.
Yeah, you got to shoot it from the room. All right,
We don't
next
have
angle.
enough room in this room.
Oh,
Let's
dude,
cut a hole.
How are we going to
Cut
fit
a
it in
hole.
this room? There's 10 of us. There's supposed to be 2 of us. There's
How
10.
are we going to get the audio in here? There's no way to get audio.
We don't need the
I
audio.
don't know.
We don't need the
Don't
audio.
do it. Don't shoot. Fuck it. Who
We'll
needs
do it
audio? Just
later.
use the camera mic. Camera mic. It's all we need.
Camera mic, dude.
Yeah. I remember my first project.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So then the second half they thought was going to be easy because it wasn't in the room, but it was outside in Toronto where it was negative 20 degrees outside. So that sucked too. Because
Audio equipment doesn't work in negative 20.
yeah.
Got it.
And it was a low budget movie, $13 million. So they had to apparently renting out permits for Toronto during the dead of winter is a lot cheaper than doing it in summer months or months where it's
No.
not negative 20
Oh,
degrees.
that works. Yeah.
So they couldn't afford any better permits, so they had to do it in the middle of winter time. So even though I had notes written down, well, actually, I don't
That's
know.
all
about
we
that.
got, huh?
Did you guys notice
Jeez.
the CG breath in room?
Yes. I
Yeah,
did.
pretty
Oh,
bad.
really?
Pretty
Pretty
bad.
bad.
That was CG.
Distracting. It was
Very
terrible
bad.
CG.
And it was only in like a few scenes.
yeah,
so
it was just the one
they're
scene
not
where like the power
cold
got
anymore?
shut down. But the snow at the very last shot was real. They wanted to have snow in the last shot. I don't know how much I buy this because it sounds way too coincidental, but they wanted to have snow. It was written in the script. They didn't have enough money to do it. So they're like, whatever, we'll just have this crane shot without snow. But the day of the shoot, it snowed. Snowed a perfect amount. So you had high visibility, you know? So I don't know if that's
Yeah.
CG snow or not. I don't buy that. I just don't trust the people making this movie. I feel like they might be liars.
Yeah, they're just full of shit.
Yeah. I don't
They got
trust them.
two different excuses for two different spots of the film. Yeah,
Yes.
they're fucking
They're
lying through
blowing
their teeth.
hot air into my butthole.
Yeah, yeah, literally. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna let that one go.
The montage scenes were originally full scenes, but in the editing room, they decided to cut them down for brevity. But then they went on to say that they cut them down to refocus the point of the movie.
Oh, what the fuck are these people
Yeah,
talking about?
buddy.
They're
They
so
forgot
far
the
up
point
their
of
own
the movie.
ass.
They don't know what they're
Oh,
doing.
man. They're so far up their own ass, they
Yeah.
have no idea.
Kind of opposite to a lot of the movies we watched so far. The first few takes were the best ones in this movie. So like shooting over a certain amount of takes would get worse and
Make
worse,
it worse.
which is weird. I don't know why that would happen the opposite way of most like, you know, movies that we've seen.
Shitty actors.
Maybe. But they were good, TC. Oscar worthy.
Not good. They were terrible.
Oscar
Oscars
worthy.
are a bunch of fucking. It's a joke.
They complained for about 5 minutes during the commentary about the day where they had to cut the wig. It was a wig, by the way, the kid's hair.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
very, 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 he said very 5 times, wig. It's a very expensive wig. Not a very, very
Very,
wig.
very- and
Very
the most
expensive.
expensive thing in the whole
wig
movie.
and a very expensive. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. We
That's
cut
a $2
holes in the
million
wall
wig.
because we had the wig. All right.
Yeah.
5 million to 13 was for that wig, dude. They should have called this movie Wig.
It's just about It's just about lice stuck in hair.
There was a making of also. I watched it. It was short, but it was not worth it. Brie Larson said, which kind of, I don't know how I feel about this. What do you guys think about this? She said during the making of this movie, as she got into this character, she learned a lot about being a mother and the power of women.
That's not what you should say.
How do you learn about being a mother, pretending to be a mother?
Hey, so I know you got people, right? Maybe run that by them before you send that out to the universe.
Yeah. It was a live interview.
I learned
They
how
had
to
it.
be a mother on set.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what she said. So
Shut the fuck up.
does that
How
anger
about
you,
you-
John? It kind of angered me. I
That
don't even
angers
have
me.
kids.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
John's over it.
He's like, stop talking to me. Don't
Yeah,
fucking talk to
I'm
me
mad.
anymore.
Fuck you. But that's a weird thing to say. I'm sorry. That's a very
You
actor.
don't learn. It's like being on Scrubs and being like, I learned how to be a doctor on the set of Scrubs.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
learn the things you're pretending to do. They're much harder
Yeah.
than you
Right.
think.
That's
Right.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's very fair. Well put.
But that's actors for you. And that's another reason why I'm slowly starting to movies, man. Just fucking
I am
movies.
telling
These
ya.
people. These people. They're all full
Well,
of
it's
themselves.
okay if you just think of them as movies, but these people are so enveloped with it that it's like it's way more important to them than it is to any of us.
I used to love listening to commentary tracks, man. I used to love it. It's been a long time.
Oh.
Well, no, it hasn't. Last week's was awesome. Guillermo del Toro is the man. So I take that back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know, there's some actors that are annoying and there's some that aren't. And some understand that nobody cares and just want to be entertained. And then some are like all into it because it's their whole life and it's so important and it's not important. None of this is important. It's a fucking
Yeah.
movie.
I was going to recommend a movie that she was cast in this movie from, Short Term 12. You guys ever heard of that?
Short Term 12.
Yes.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I really enjoyed it. I wonder,
Okay.
I watched it before I watched this one. I wonder if I'd enjoy it anymore because my soul is dead and I'm no
Hey,
longer.
you're not gonna
My
like, you're not gonna
soul
like
is
Captain
dead.
Marvel either.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, but I mean, Short Term 12 got her this one, and this one got her the role in Captain Marvel. So that's a trajectory I can't get behind anyway. I mean,
That seems strange. Yeah.
you star in an indie movie, you do a pretty good job. You get in a bigger movie, also the same kind of role, you get an Oscar, and then you go straight to Marvel and make like $10 million.
Well, you know, and that's exactly why
Yeah,
she's
she's
out
good.
there making statements about learning about motherhood on set. I mean,
I learned how to
Jesus Christ.
fly on Captain
Yeah.
Marvel set.
Yeah.
I learned how
It's
to fight
unbelievable.
aliens in space.
So I met Ant-Man and I can get really small now. It's insane.
Are we offending John? John, you're being quiet. This is pretty funny, I think.
No.
I'm glad.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
John's wine kicked
Carry
in.
on.
He's
Carry on.
He's getting
relaxing
real
a bit
sleepy
now.
over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
She went method. That's the last piece of trivia I went. She lived in a room by herself, didn't have a cell phone or internet.
For
and
how long?
Didn't shower for a month.
I'm sorry, you don't need to do that for this movie.
She got
I'm
an Oscar.
sorry.
That's the kind of shit you put in the little piece of paper you send around to
Right.
all the people voting on Oscars, being like, look at how
Right.
much she's suffered
Like, oh
to
my
get into
God,
this
she
role.
went into a room by herself, just like the movie. It's
Can you believe it?
A winner.
Can you believe
winner. Winner.
Such dedication. We need to award this type of behavior. We need more people doing crazy ass shit to get awards from
Yeah.
us.
Nah, it's more like some fucking
Yeah, if
probably
only
some
she had,
old
like-
white guy.
Throw,
plan.
also she needs to throw a fit on set and abuse like some lighting people or something like that. That would also like bolster the whole thing.
I don't know, dude. Christian Bale didn't get any awards for that Terminator Genesis movie or whatever one that was.
Ah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
true. I don't
And it
know,
was
but it adds
Christian
to his
Bale.
mystique. Yeah.
And he gets awards for everything. Christian Bale gets fat, give him an award. Christian Bale gets skinny,
Yeah.
award.
Give him
Jax,
another award.
Christian Bale, awards. Come on. Guy's the man.
I mean, come on. Let's be quite honest, right? The Oscars don't get it right most of the time.
No.
That's why I don't understand why like it's so coveted at this point. Like everybody knows it's full. They're full of shit,
yeah.
and it's just like a necessary evil. Like, oh, they get the Oscar. Like, who cares?
I used to have fun with it, but I don't know.
I love
not-
every year when it comes on and people are like, what are you going to do for the Oscars? I'm like, fucking nothing. and
Just waiting for it.
Yeah. Not watch it is what I'm going to do. Oh, what? How can that be?
And then
mean,
you
I
ask
work
them,
in-
how many movies have you seen? They're like, oh, like one, I think. But I really want this one to win.
It's
The one I
usually
saw, I
'cause
want
it's-
to win.
It's usually because it's people in entertainment. They're looking like they assume that everybody that works in this industry is gung ho about those stupid fucking award shows. I couldn't care less. I
Yeah.
don't like movies either, though. Apparently, so
Yeah. Well, no, that's,
There's a lot going on
That's
there.
not true.
yeah.
And it's all political too. And like there's momentum that happens. And like there's a whole group mentality of if this one person is getting the awards and all these different things.
what do you
and-
mean? Like doing an indie film and then doing another one and then doing Marvel?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
hmm John, did you see Captain Marvel?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Nope.
I didn't see it. Either.
How are your
I-
feelings towards seeing it?
I would like to see it.
Fair.
Denny, like when you
Fair
texted me like something like about it and it was not good, I was just like, I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah.
If Denny doesn't like it,
Oh, did you see it?
Denny likes
And
terrible things. If he
didn't
doesn't like this.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, you like the Marvel stuff when you go.
I thoroughly
right?
enjoyed Aquaman, so I don't know. I'm just happy to go to the theater and watch things explode.
Oh,
so,
dude, one of the
that's
first things
fair.
after I'm done with this friggin' thing that I'm doing in my personal life, when I actually get to like spend time on my own, I plan on
Right.
getting thoroughly funky in the head and watching Aquaman on a big TV because I saw a
You should.
trailer and it looks
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No. You are right. It is completely ridiculous, and it's great. It's just completely dumb.
It was
fun,
like
and I
giant
really liked it.
crabs with like
Yeah,
seahorse
yeah.
people with machine guns on their
Oh,
back.
Jesus. Yeah, you
exactly.
need to get
You'll-
really
you-
stoned.
Yeah,
You'll be happy.
Yeah.
You'll be happy. It's really fun.
I think it'll make me feel good. I
Eat
wanna
some
watch it.
edibles and just sit there and wait for them to kick in.
Yeah.
And
and then turn on
Boom.
Aquaman, and then
Yeah.
have a good.
that sounds actually like I'm in for that. If
Yeah.
I'm up and say, we got to make that happen.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
down. Go up to SF real quick on a weekend just to see a movie.
Yes, flights are cheap. I think
They are.
they are cheap right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys want to talk about this movie any longer?
No.
Not really. Can we? I'd
Me
like
either.
to. Yeah.
Would you put it in the top 250? John, we'll go to you first since it affected you. What do you think? You
No,
gone girling this
no.
one? No? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gone girling. I'm not TC gone girling it.
There you go.
Hey,
I need more
There
hyphens
you
than
go.
that.
Smart
Yeah.
man. Smart man.
CC,
Smart
what
man.
about you?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Next week, we're watching a 3-hour-long movie from 1995.
Ugh.
Oh, I gotta get started tomorrow.
Oh,
I know, right, John?
this movie is
It's
Heat.
so true, though. Oh, it's Heat.
Heat.
Yeah.
Al
Al Pacino,
Pacino,
Robert De Niro, Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer.
This one's all right. I can deal with this one.
Yeah. When's the last time you watched it?
Oh, God, when I was young.
That's right, John. When's the
it's
last time
been
you
a while.
watched it?
Yeah, you're gonna tell us it doesn't age well, right?
Oh,
Probably.
We're going to watch this movie, you guys. It's going to be fucking awful. Here we go. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is
Can't
it?
be worse than this one.
That's probably true. Yeah, thank you for listening. No one's listening. no one's listening.
No one's listening to this one.
yeah. Sorry for anyone who liked this movie.
Yeah.
Our
Hey,
opinion is that.
I can
They're
I can
worthless.
understand. Again, I completely understand it really affecting people. So and
Right, but again, it's the story that affects you, not the movie.
well, that's fine. But you can say the same thing for Gone Girl, right, TC? And it's still you can't deny that there's some kind of that's I don't know if that means it's
Well,
good
at least
or what.
Gone
but
Girl
it's
was production value was relatively decent.
Super disagree with that. I disagree with that really
yeah,
hard.
yeah. So
Well, the editing was better.
Disagree with that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking Gone Girl
Gone
sucks
Girl
so bad.
versus Room fight.
Gone Girl is worse.
I mean,
Ben Affleck. That's all I have to say.
yeah, don't know. I think I'd skip them both if I had
Yeah.
the chance. Yeah.
I don't like the upsetting. I like horror movies, but I don't like upsetting movies.
Yeah,
This is
I agree. I
upsetting.
don't. This is yeah.
Yeah.
Oy.
Yeah, with no real payoff, I
yeah.
guess is the thing. Yeah.
Walk off into the snow. Good job, movie. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening.
Timmy, you got any thoughts there?
Fuck you, John.
I think this one really
That's Timmy.
affected Timmy too.
Yeah, Timmy is all broken up. Sorry.
Is he
Yeah,
crying?
yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
crying Timmy right there?
Crimmy is tying.
Crimmy.
Crimmy is tying.
He's the
Timmy's
British-
crying.
British
things
Timmy.
are all fucked up. He's stuck in a room somewhere. I don't know.
Next week, we're going to watch The Room, 2003, starring Tommy Wiseau. Johnny's a successful banker who lives happily in San Francisco townhouse with his fiancee Lisa. One day, inexplicably, she gets bored of him and decides to seduce his best friend Mark. From there, nothing will be the same. You guys.
And he read it, folks. Give him a golf clap.
Yeah. Without mistakes. All right. I will talk to you
All
guys.
right.
Oh, like and subscribe on thing, and then, no one's listening. That's fine. Sorry.
Yeah,
Your opinions are
whatever.
as valid as ours. We mean nothing. Nothing. Yeah, it means nothing.
Oh.
Nothing means anything. All right. See you guys next week.
All right,
Bye.
on that existential note, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.